nice super strong pass right there for the truck. Oh, you just saw a 10-second diesel truck.
Alright guys, hello, welcome back to the channel. A little noisy, I know, so I know this is probably unexpected, but we're at the track. Last night I was kind of neurotic putting those gauges in. The reason was, well, I was thinking about the track. By the end of the evening I had myself completely talked out of it. And this morning I woke up, it was beautiful out, there was deer surrounding the house. You know what, fuck it, we can do it. So, I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear any of this. I put the ladder bars back on, loaded up the wheels and drag wheels and tires, the jack, got a mess of tools. So, I wanna run the truck. It's been a while, so my plan is I'm gonna put the wheels and tires on the truck, stage it, and we'll run it. Last time we ran the truck, we had a best of a 10.6 at 127. We've done a couple mild upgrades, just flipping the manifold, moving the turbo and the hood stack. So I don't expect anything drastic increase-wise, but it is a much cooler day than when we ran it before. So if we get a 10.5 out of this puppy and drive it home, I'll be ecstatic. Actually, if we just drive it home, I'll be ecstatic. So I'm gonna change this wheel and tire setup out, get to checking the truck in, and we'll run this bitch. We got the drag radials on the truck. The pressures are all good. I changed the calibration for the anteater to it should, I'm gonna put it on tune 2 actually, so it should shift around 4,000 RPM. I'll have to keep an eye on that as we have no way to record it. So I'm gonna go up, get teched in, and hopefully we do good. I don't know. I'm just excited to be back at the track. I've seen 60. Just a boot. So we ran a 10.8 at 120, not bad for not being in the truck for since what, July or August. 165, 60 foot, which isn't too bad. Now we got to figure out what the fuck went wrong. That fucking Mustang took forever to stage. Had me up on the converter way longer than I wanted to be. I didn't like that at all. So, got to work on that and watching the other guy. Oh, that'd be an intercooled pipe. Fuck. God damn. Really jam that fucking thing in there. God damn. I actually punctured the fucking wheel well. God damn.
Same one as last time.
All right, so the gentleman with the Chevelle over here was kind enough to lend me 2 hose clamps. I got 2 hose clamps on here. Clamped that. I actually clocked the turbo down a little bit to get the intercooler piping straighter, which I think I had it straight before, but who knows. So I'm also going to just run it without the filter. We'll see how that does. We got to tighten this up. 11 millimeter. So we'll get this tightened up and we'll get back up to the staging lanes.
First at 11:10, 130 miles an hour, 14:59 on it off.
Thank you.
Still ran a 14. Whoa! A 1.482 fucking 60 foot. Holy shit! I had that on trans tune 4 or 3. That might have been too much. I changed the trans tune up one. I think maybe I was hitting the red one. I don't fucking know what happened. I think I got up too high and I was getting like shit. We'll give it another try. Felt fine on the way back.
We're out of there like about on the hill.
1.460 foot. Holy fuck!
That's probably the best I've seen it look coming out of the hole.
Oh, man. No shit.
The boost sounded like perfect for.
I left on a little more boost than I wanted to. I think I was somewhere around 30.
Did the hose pipe thing come off or anything?
I don't think so. I'm gonna go up here and look.
right here. 946 lane. Right there for the truck. Oh, you just saw a 10-second diesel truck.
Woo! Woo! I don't know what happened. That was a good run. Woo! 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 Oh, that felt good. Fell off. Uh-oh. maybe that's rod knock or what. Needless to say, we're done today at the track. Fuck. Well, we'll switch. Our noise definitely gets worse. As the RPMs increase. What?
It's getting worse.
Well, that was the RPMs.
Oh, it's worse than it was earlier.
Well, listen to this. I think that's rod knock. Well, I guess we'll try and get it home. All right, we got the stock wheels and tires back on it. Everything is loaded in the bed. I got the street cleaner just started up. I got the tune back to the Anteater daily driver tune. I'm not exactly happy with the rod knock, but I'm not angry either because I've said it I don't know how many times on the channel that we were playing with fire. And so another thing, I'm going to try and drive the truck home, just take my time, even though I know it's against my brother's advice. He thinks we should just go to my friend's house and tow it, but devil hates cowards, so fuck it. So back to that house we go. After driving it home, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's transmission or if it's torque converter or engine. Hey, let me shut the truck off. All right, guys, so we'll talk about what's going on with the truck here in a second. First, let's talk about our passes we made. So I just looked at the slips all out at the same time, and I've never done this before, but our first pass was a 1089.2. Our last pass was a 1089.2, which is wild. That's fucking nuts. But then you look at the mile an hour, 127.85 and 120. Yeah, we're definitely 7 mile an hour difference between the two, but same time. So the first pass we made, I think we were on the Tune 3 of the CSP5, and we had the transmission on my second shift tune for the Hoosiers. Now that shift tune, that Tune 2 is supposed to shift around 4,000 RPM, which I always mean to, but I never actually end up paying attention to the tack while I'm running down the strip, which I guess, you know, I'm paying attention, trying to pay attention. But so that's where we stood there. I didn't leave as hard. I honestly don't know how much boost I left under because I was kind of worried that Mustang was taking forever to get staged, and so that I was watching the gauge for the converter temperature, and the converter temperature was getting hot. I mean, it was starting to creep up. Well, by the time I made it back to the staging lanes, it had gotten way hot. So we were definitely up on the torque converter a little too long. I don't know that we heard it, but it just that gauge is not going to be an immediate indicator of what's going on. So our second pass, we ran a 14.5 at 14.594 at 72 mile an hour. So this pass we left like a bat out of hell. I think I must have left under about 30 pound of boost. It was just incredible. I mean, it's 60 foot at a 1.4. That is incredible considering the only suspension things are the ladder bars that I built, and we have cut coils in the front end shocks. And the truck did launch straight, or at least it felt like it. I haven't looked at the video yet, but it felt good. So, I don't know. Anyway, but then something happened. I think this one I left, I think I might have turned it up to tune 4 on the CSP5 and the transmission to tune 3, which is supposed to shift at I think 4250. So what I think happened is it was hitting a rev limiter. Now at that point, did something let go in the transmission and it, you know, kind of free rev? I don't know. When I look at the video, I'll be able to maybe hopefully learn more, but I kind of think we hit that rev limiter, and then when the truck was looking for a certain speed or whatever to shift at, we just weren't getting there because I wasn't in the throttle, and then we were out of boost, and so not really sure 100% what happened there. But we launched like hell. The last pass was set to be a good pass. Same thing. We left 1.4 60 foot again, and that felt good. I mean, I think this is the one the rearview mirror actually came off and launched, you know, on the floor next to me. So our 8th mile an hour was 7 seconds, which when we ran the 10.6s, we were, what were we? I think we were 6.5 something back, what is it, July or August last year. Anyhow, but something happened in there. I don't know if the transmission, it seemed like it kind of didn't want to shift, or it didn't shift right, or I don't know, but then it like grabbed and we shot off like a cannon, which explains our our mile an hour at that speed, whereas, you know, here we were at only 120 mile an hour. So I don't know what happened in this, you know, area here. Like, looks like it was probably at the 330. Well, let's see here. 4596, 4561. Let's see, we had a worse 60 foot, or a better 60 foot here. Okay, never mind. So anyway, something happened after, I'd say, what, the 330? What do we got? Yeah, I don't know if it was after the 330 or what, where it didn't shift exactly how I wanted, and it felt like it kind of dropped down and then caught kind of thing. So maybe that's what happened. And on my way home, I stopped. I wanted to just get some iced tea or something, but they had Surge. I mean, really? Surge at a convenience store? I didn't even know they hardly made this shit. So I know I've been talking here for probably 4 or 5 minutes now. So those are our 3 passes. Absolutely ecstatic with how the truck left. The launches were excellent. As far as the shift performance, not so much. As far as the driver's performance, not so much. I still got to learn to, you know, get in there, hit the bulbs, and just be ready to go. But it's hard, especially like we were up against that Mustang. I should have just waited in the pre-stage for them to get close, but I was trying to roll up and build boost at the same time. So it's just all part of the learning curve that I myself got to learn. But as far as the noise goes, I don't know if it's rod knock or not. So driving home, you know, I was just taking my time when I first left the track, and then I noticed, you know, first gear, second gear, third gear, it rattled, but at idle, it was the worst. And then when you got up in overdrive, and then when a converter locked, you couldn't hear it at all. So I don't know if something's messed up in the torque converter. It shifted fine. The truck ran fine other than that rattle and noise. So where I'm leaning now is the next thing we'll do to the truck is I'll probably unbolt the flywheel from the flex plate from the torque converter. And then we'll just start the truck, and we'll know if the noise is the torque converter or transmission or the engine itself. So, all right, guys, I know I rambled on. I hope you enjoyed the few passes at the track we made. It's liable to be an expensive 3 passes, but we're going to find out. So, I hope you guys liked the video. Please subscribe to the channel. like the video. Have a happy Easter. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Get out in your garage. Get the wrenching on your truck. Or head to the track. Do something. It's spring and it's beautiful. Peace.